Alright everybody, welcome back. It's been about a week. Had to take the week off for Thanksgiving. Went out of town, so I wasn't able to do anything. So just getting back to the build. Some things have kind of come up lately, which are a good thing. The whole I guess you could say fender bean thing is going global. I got the opportunity to join the Global Jet Club pilot team, so I'll be hanging out with those guys, promoting with them, just doing whatever I can to help out. I really won't be doing much different than what I do now. I'll keep doing my builds, and you know, I'll go to the events, and I'll be flying, just wearing the Global shirt and helping people out however I can, which is kind of what it's just what I do. Hopefully it'll be a beneficial thing, and I think with Global picking up the Skymaster line of jets is a good thing. Plus I just happen to have one here and one on the way, so this will kind of help out for people that are building them down the road if they happen to get get one through Global. So I'm going to be putting my F-14 build on the Global thread, just so people can kind of find it a little bit easier. I'm going to see about getting this one moved over as well. Yeah, it's been an exciting week for me, so I'm happy to have the opportunity. So I think it'll be fun. You know, I get to hang out with my buddy Paul, you know, and I've already met Jose and Mike, and I forget the other gentleman's name that I met last time. But, you know, I talked to Mike for about an hour or so at Kentucky Jets one year, and he's a great guy. Seems to be kind of on par with the way I look at the hobby, so I'm excited to be part of the team. So, but anyways, next move on. I went ahead and got the clunks, the front plate and the back plate. I had to drill them for this larger diameter tubing. They're all ready to go in. Also went ahead and drilled the vents for the tanks. This tank's going to have two vents, so that'll help alleviate the pressure, suction pressure. So this is going to be my my main tank. It's smaller. It'll be the last one to empty. This one will empty first, which is why the it's going to have two. I ran that setup on my F-16 and it worked out really well. I had it on the F-15. Should work out well. Also, the smoke tank, I went with a smaller diameter. You can kind of see the two. It's kind of hard to see there, but this is the one for the main tanks. This is the one for the smoke tanks. So I'm going to be gluing those in with some high saw. Went ahead and cut a wood plate. This is going to sit down in the jet here. Let me show you. Right here is where the tanks are going to sit, the main tanks, and to give something for that bottom tank to sit on, I had to cut this. There's just a piece that I have. Problem is, as you can see, is these two pieces, they stick up a little higher, and then it kind of goes downhill and back into there. So when the tank's in like it should be, this actually is going to be, it's going to be up like this. So that would be kind of level right there, and it's going to have to sit up a little bit to give. I might just put some Velcro in this. So I'm going to glue this in, and the tank will sit on that. So, let's back here. Alright, so. Alright. Mix up some epoxy here. It's not the preferred way, but I don't want to use up a nozzle just for this. So alright, get this out of the way. Yep, getting too old to enjoy the turkey dinners like I used to. I have to keep in shape being in the military, and it gets harder to do the older you get. Plus having to come back to work and exercise again. I decided to work out a little bit while I was on leave, just to lessen, make it a little bit easier when I came back to work. Of course it didn't help. Still hurt this morning. Plus it was cold and rainy here. I swear my joints let me know when it's getting cold before it does. So that's 15 years in the Army for you. Alright. I went and took some sandpaper, which reminds me, I need to clean that with alcohol. Yeah, I took some sandpaper and ran around the side that's going to be on the glue side, just to kind of help it just stick good. I don't know if I told you guys, but this thing is going to hold about a little over 2 gallons of fuel. So this is going to be an expensive jet to run, which is definitely a good reason to switch to kerosene. I'm sorry, diesel when I can. Jet fuel is just expensive, plus it's harder to get now. Alright. Actually, you know what? Let me move this down some. There we go. I don't put it on the very end, that way it doesn't get inside the tube. So I leave a little bit of a lip there. This one was kind of tight fit. There we go. Oh, too far. Back off. Alright. Of course it does. Wires. Let's see if I can get it back out. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I'm going to put some around this to kind of get a good seal, give it some room to bite. Make sure I get it down in there. Good seal. And I'll kind of clean it up a little bit. Yeah, I gotta get flying again. It's been about, gosh, almost 2 years since I flew jets. Been about a year and a half since I've flown anything, like my big planes or my helicopters, due to the deployment. Moved up here to Clarksville, and so far I'm not a fan. There's no clubs here. There's one down in Nashville. That's about the closest I'm going to get as far as a place to go flying. I mean, there's another place further down the road before you get to Nashville, but I don't think they're jet friendly, and I just don't think it's big enough. I think it's just a little grass field. So hopefully I can get down to Nashville and fly with those guys. Alright, so that guy's in there. Put it at the top of the tank. Trying to get it pushed down. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. About as good as it's going to get. Alright. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna have to take the jet and put the wings on it and set it down on the ground and see what kind of a level flight would be to get that baseboard that I gotta glue in below the main tank, to kind of see how it's gonna sit so I can get it level when I install it. Yeah, this stuff, I love this high saw. It doesn't run like regular epoxy does. Good stuff. Wish I could just get bigger bulks of it, which I know you can. I know a buddy of mine, buddy down in Dothan, that builds carbon fiber stuff, carbon fiber tennis chairs, racing chairs. He's got some 3M, some high saw, and oh, that one slipped too. In a, it's like a quart of the stuff, so he basically has an issue with it going bad before he gets to use it. So I did make sure to measure these two to keep them the same length. That way when I cut my fuel tubing that goes down to my vents on the bottom of the jet, I'll measure them, make sure they're all equal distance, just to kind of make sure everything is equal. That gives it kind of an equal pull. Not too critical with this jet since it's coming out of one tank. You know, like my F-16, I had 2 saddle tanks, and then the main, the saddle ones would empty first, so I had to make sure that I kept everything as even as possible to make sure it would draw down the fuel even as it burned it. So alright. A lot of this is just excess weight, but if you don't get a little bit of overlap, it'll won't stick as well. I just simply drilled this Kevlar tank. It took a little bit to drill it, but it wasn't too hard. It likes to kind of feather when you cut through it instead of sand. You know, it doesn't cut as easy as fiberglass does, which is why they make good tanks. They don't crack and shear. They kind of, I don't know how you would call it. It breaks, but it maintains its integrity. It don't split. You know, it's hard to explain. You can always go back and add more of this glue if you need to. Make sure you get a good seal. Just trying to get them in here for now before this stuff starts setting up on me. It's gonna be kind of a long video. This is probably I have to upload while I go to bed. Long day. Long day at work. Something pretty cool though. I went to go get a phone because mine's just on its last leg, and so I went ahead and got an iPhone. I've always kind of resisted it because I hate iTunes, but I finally went and did it. So I was expecting to pay the $200 through Verizon because my contract was up about 2 years ago.